Day 7, Min beneath the trees. "Hello, sweet lights," Zilla sang out as Min and Bleda flew into their gum-leaf nest. Bleda barreled straight into his tiny mother's embrace, knocking her backwards into the waiting arms of Gila. A solid presence, her long arms were as sturdy to her offspring as their gum tree's branches, easily encircling all three. "You'll only be our Ning for such a short while now, my Min. It's too bad we won't be celebrating your glenhood at mid-dark," Zilla said, her hands making agitated arcs. Min flung her arms around her mother's small frame, bearing her head under her chin. She was comforted by the familiar lemon eucalypt fragrance that wafted about her mother. "It's fine, Mum. We'll make up for it next full moon," she replied in her cheeriest voice. Still, as Min considered the next 29 ecos, a leaden weight compressed her chest. Gila moved quickly to settle her family. "We've made your favourite bilberry tart. While we eat, you can tell us your news." Bleda launched into her story about the Gorbies. "What did you learn?" Zilla asked. "That they're innocent for their age," he answered. "True," Gila replied. "They take a lot longer to mature than lumens. Amana's studies show that they can be as old as 325 lunar cycles before their brains fully develop." "They must have super powerful brains," Min reflected. "So why do they use them to produce horrible things like that bag in our tree?" "Plastic, Min?" Zilla asked. "I've just heard from the tidings that some Gorbles are working to reduce the use of plastic and replace it with substances that can decompose and turn into soil." Gila jumped in on her favourite topic. "What substances?" asked Bleda. "They're food waste," she replied. "Why do they waste food? Aren't they hungry enough to eat it all?" Bleda looked incredulous. Gila settled in for a long discussion about the way Gorbles made, bought and consumed food. Min was wrung out. She closed her eyes and drifted back to her favourite event, the first full moon eco of spring 3 lunar cycles before. She remembered Lana arriving on the left gathering branch, her gold-flecked ceremonial robe dancing about her as she placed the traditional bark bugle to her lips. She heard the clan start to sing the gathering song, such a sweet melody, full of expectation, like a warm breeze swirling among them. Happy in her memories, she bristled when the anxiety-provoking pulsing resumed in her shoulders. To dampen darkness with this, she hissed inwardly, loudly humming the gathering song in defiance. "Min's taken the postponement of her ceremony and the carnival very hard," Zilla whispered to Gila, recognizing the song. "Mums," Bleda whispered back, "it isn't just that. She believes something is going to change. She says she can feel it, and that it has to do with the fires." Zilla inhaled sharply and clasped her hand to her chest. "Gila," she asked, "is this it?" Chapter 4, Soon Enough, Eco 29, late afternoon. Rain was splashing loudly on the gum leaves above their nest when Min awoke. She poked her head out and looked down towards the eyes, 2 knots in the middle of the gum's main trunk. Tear-like globules slid down from their corners. "Are you awake, Prin?" Min called. "Our tree's crying." She laid her cheek against the newly shed creamy bark of a branch and spread her arms wide, her hug narrower than a postage stamp. Prinny tapped her on the shoulders. "Come on, you little tree hugger. Let's visit Pollet." They flew across the path to the cherry grove, home to the Cherrant lumin clan. "Hello, you," Prinny sang out as they landed on one of the silver-barked cherry trees. Shaking their wings free of the rain, they settled in under a leafy branch. Fitlin was sitting next to Pollet. Pollet peered at Min in a quizzical manner. "You don't look at all like your usual cheerful self. Why's that?" If he stood still, he'd easily be mistaken for a silver twig, but for his spiky cherry-red hair, which bristled like an antennae, scanning the sky in every direction. It made Min smile. "It's probably because of the poking and rippling sensations in my wing blades. It's driving me mental." As if to prove the point, a pin-like zap popped into her right blade. "Ow!" she cried. Crossing her arms over and behind her back, Min tried to swat at her shoulders. "What are you doing?" Pollet asked. "Trying to slap these feelings away. You're actually beating your wings. It's a bit severe, don't you think, given that part of you," Fitlan said. He looked amused. A bolt of white heat flashed through Min's chest, prickled up her neck and set her cheeks on fire. She dropped her chin, pretending to examine something on her leg to hide the burning crimson. And then there are these voices, half-thoughts flitting through my mind, which don't make a lot of sense, except there's a change coming, and it has something to do with these fires. "It's all right, Min. The fires will go out." Pollet comforted her far more gently than Galeen had done earlier. "Min had a vision of a red crack in the smoke," Prinny said quietly. "Oops, sorry, perhaps I shouldn't have told them that." Pollet looked concerned, while Fitlan regarded Min thoughtfully. His penetrating eyes beamed out of a dapple green face. His hair, all the colours of a beautifully ripe fig, tumbled about in the breeze. "That's pretty interesting," he muttered, after what seemed like an eternity to Min. Prinny broke the awkward silence that followed. "I guess we're all feeling strange without the carnival. I asked Dad as Fiesta Herald how he was feeling. He says having an extra lunar cycle is a bonus because it'll make for the best fiesta ever." "That's great, Prinny. I have a part in the play this carnival. The more time the better," Fitlan answered, then turned to Min. "It's hard feeling as you do, Min. It's a waiting game. I'm sure we'll know soon enough." Min's eyes widened. Is he feeling the same way I am? "He knows something for sure," the bossy voice mused. "See you under the trees tomorrow."